not all criticism is valid, right?
Yeah.
Some people are going to criticize your work from a position of, animosity because they're just mean, or because they're trying to feel better about themselves, or because, what makes them feel better about themselves is trying to feel superior to you by criticizing your work. I think a lot of people don't criticize things from a place of benevolence, from a place of giving and generosity and trying to help people. A lot of people criticize things from a place of wanting to make themselves look smart or look like they're the expert.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't have the expertise, so they are naive and they're going to think you should have done it this way when that doesn't work, and you probably know why that doesn't work. And then, as we've seen a million times on the YouTube channel, there are always people who say, Tom, you talk too fast. Tom, you talk too slow. Speed it up. Obviously, you can't.
Both are useful criticisms, but you can't do both.
Exactly. Yeah,
So you have to balance it.
I can't slow down my speech and also speed up my speech. That's contradictory. So I just have to choose which one. So when thinking through this, I think it's first useful to ask yourself, what is the intent of the person criticizing my work right now? If the intent is to hurt me, whether it's because they're sadistic and they're a bully, or it is because they're trying to build themselves up, then that criticism isn't worth even thinking about for more than like a second. So obviously there's like some emotional work you have to do on yourself to be able to move past that and to be able to stifle those feelings of hurt and move on. But logically, you can tell yourself that criticism isn't worth my time. It isn't worth my consideration. I'm going to move on from it. If the criticism comes from a position of the person wants to help you, then you can move on. Then you can start to ask yourself, is this criticism worthy? Does it actually make sense? Should I implement it into my work? And sometimes you're not going to be able to answer that question. Sometimes you don't have the knowledge to know whether or not that criticism is valid, and sometimes you will. So I think there's this process of building up your own judgment, which at the end of the day is the most important thing because that's your center. But when you first immediately receive criticism, the number one thing you have to do is gauge the intent.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to see everything as a threat, or you're going to see everything as valid, and it's just going to waste a lot of your time.